So I got to say good morning, first of all, to Jason. Good morning to you.
Good morning, sir. Thank you for having me on.
Yes, good to have you here. I'm talking to Jason, and I didn't even realize it was him because of the beard. I haven't seen Jason in years. Everything's good with you?
Everything's good so far.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you very much. And a good morning to your listeners as well.
Yes, good to see you. Good to see you. And you brought a colleague here with you this morning,
That's
right?
correct.
Yes, good morning to Christopher.
Yes, good morning. Good morning, listeners. Good morning. How you doing?
We're good. We're good. So let's talk about the what you guys are here for. Now, when people hear about the central bank, first thing that comes to mind is the Caribbean Guild, but we're not here to talk about that today. No. That's probably going to be sometime in the near future. What we're here to talk about is the economic outlook for St. Maarten, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about that and what you guys have to do with this project.
Yeah, so just to give a little bit of a background on us and our department. Mm-hmm. So we're part of the Economic Analysis and Research Department of the Central Bank of Curacao and St. Maarten. And our main tasks are mainly to provide economic analysis through our reports that we have on a quarterly basis, but also economic outlook, and some we support the government policy decisions as well. Mm-hmm. So we're here today to give you just some brief insights onto the economic outlook for St. Maarten.
Right.
And then we can, whatever questions you have, we can answer as well.
Okay, all right. So in a nutshell, basically, how important is this project, the whole economic outlook for St. Maarten, and what does it entail for us?
Yeah. So it forms part of our general economic bulletin that we have on a quarterly basis. Mm-hmm. The last one was in December 2024. Where we take a look back at what happened in the previous quarters in Curacao and St. Maarten, but also what has become much more important in our analysis is the economic outlook, looking ahead at what we can expect for economic development for the islands. Mm-hmm. So we do analysis on a 5-year period, so from now up till 2028, where we try to project, as to the best of our ability, the economic developments for Curacao and St. Maarten.
And St. Maarten.
Yeah. So if I may just piggyback on what my colleague said, so it's the economic bulletin is a routine part of our task. So every quarter we will publish a bulletin. And annually, we have the bigger publication in June, but it's published every quarter, and it basically provides economic analysis into the macroeconomic developments of both Curacao and St. Maarten.
Yeah. Now, how important are these reports that come out, and like who is it for? Who is the person to be like, okay, I need this information?
Well, I think our end users are various. There's both the public sector that really needs these for when they're making their especially, for example, the Ministry of Finance when they're doing their budget analysis, and also private investors that want to see what the general health and conditions are of the countries. They want to make investment decisions. These are very important publications for them to take a look at.
Just to add to that, we have also noticed more recently as well that also external stakeholders, people looking to invest on the islands, also take a look at our economic outlook and our publications to support their business decisions as well.
Yeah. Now, when you're doing your research, what are some of the factors that you look at? Do you look at how people spend? Do you look at people coming into the country? What's going out of the country? Like, what are the different factors that you look at to make up these quarterly reports?
Yes, it's a combination of various indicators and factors that we look at. Of course, tourism being the main drivers of growth, we take a look at all the tourism indicators that are provided for both islands. Yeah. But also other sectors that also have some value added to the economy. So it's a combination of various indicators, a lot of data, a lot of
I'm sure,
it's a lot of data.
digging around and
Exactly.
cracking with the numbers. But at the end, we try to put them all together to have an estimate of developments on the islands.
Right.
And we also keep track of international developments as well, especially with our main trade partners like the United States. I mean, the United States, in particular for St. Maarten, is our largest trading partner. So we also keep an eye on how economic developments are going in the United States, because it will affect our tourism performance as well.
Yeah. Now, I know this is done in collaboration with the Central Bank of Curacao and St. Maarten. So, of course, Curacao has their own report, St. Maarten has their own report. Are the same research methods used for both islands? Because I know St. Maarten might have some different, external, especially external shocks. We are in a hurricane belt, so that might play a role when it comes to collecting your data versus Curacao,
Correct. No, we do have a similar model, but with our years of experience now analyzing both countries, we know, let's say, the intricacies of each country,
Right.
And what drives what's a bigger driver in each country. So same model, different type of data is inputted into it, and we find an analysis for both islands. Yeah.
Right. Now, I'm sure you guys are really, really busy working on your next report, especially since Trump entered into office. He's been doing quite some stuff over the last few days. Do you think that will have any effect in the coming future? Because like you say, you make a projection within the next 5 years.
Yeah.
And these are just projections. This is not like, okay, this is going to happen. These are just, indicators of what we can expect. Do different things like that, like let's say what happens in the United States versus what happens in Europe and all of that too as well?
Yes, for sure. I mean, it's going to depend largely on, in St. Martin's case, and to a growing extent in Curacao, and Chris can correct me if I'm wrong, but the performance of the economy in the United States plays an important role in our tourism sector. And in the case of Curacao, they have more of a European tourism market. So the trade, how that works out, the new relationship with the current administration and Europe may have a potential effect.
Correct. So just to give a brief highlight, promote a little bit of our report, is we have, apart from our economic analysis and outlook, we do write some text box feature articles about interesting and relevant topics relevant to Curacao and St. Maarten.
Right.
And for the latest publication, one was about the Donald Trump coming into office and what possible effects it would have. So for the ones interested, you can always check that on our website.
Yeah.
But yes, of course, major policy changes in policy from the U.S. or Europe can have an effect on our economies as well.
Yeah, and I was just going to ask, so persons who are interested in getting this information, it's available online for free.
That's correct.
For free. Yes.
All right, so persons have access to it. And how far can they go back to see the previous reports as well?
I believe we go pretty far back. I think we have a database on let's say the last 10 years at least of our economic bulletins and reports. So you can go back pretty much as far as you want. In some cases there are analyses that go even further back,
right?
With data ranging back to the 2000s, etc. So
from the time of the Netherlands Antilles, so our database is quite extensive, and it's very useful even for people who want to do their own hobby research.
Right.
They need it as a resource tool. They can use the data.
Okay. All right. So the next one is expected when?
In March.
In March.
In March. By the end of March, we'll have our economic bulletin of March.
And every quarter, a new one comes out,
That's
and then
correct.
you have your main one in June that releases.
June is our largest.
So that one analyzes then the year 2024.
Right. Okay. All right.
In a whole.
All right. Jason, Chris, anything else you guys want to add?
No, I just want to thank you so much for having us on, and thank you for your listeners for giving us your time.
Yes.
All right. And what is the website again if persons want to access this information?
Yes, the website is www.centralbank.cw.
All right. So make sure you check out the website, and you could look at the economic outlook of St. Maarten and Curacao. Also, if you're interested, it's available. The new one will be coming out in March, and every quarter after that as well. And look out for the main one for 2024 in June. All right. Thank you, Jason. And also thank you, Christopher, for joining us today. Before you leave, though, I have one more question. Question of the day, facebook.com/laser101. So the last time you contacted customer service was for which company?
Last time I contacted customer service, probably Amazon due to a delayed order.
Okay. All right. And what about you, Christopher?
For me, it would probably one of the social media companies. Was it Facebook or Instagram?
You got locked out.
I got locked out again. Yeah.
He said again. Thank you guys for joining us to keep up the great work.
Thank you very much.
All right. It's Laser 101 station with the Attitude Super Duper Morning Show. Happy Friday, everybody.